about and play a role in the Earth Liberation Movement. Now, we've been saying this for decades. Even the article in the newspaper was saying we want to work with, okay, now it's the time. Just think of it, now is the time. We got the focus, we got the energy, we're ready to go. It don't make no difference what they do around us, because it's just like before. When you're on a roll, you're just on a roll. It don't make no difference what they do. And everything they do to you makes it bigger. Suppose they do this, that just makes it more popular, right? Because you got to remember, we're not in this for no self-benefit, just the perpetual movement of the movement, which aims to free the earth from the parasitical behavior of man, establish a non-predatory system of interconnected global harmony. They don't think niggas can even talk like that. Nurture and further a culture of earth-first custodianship. Understand and respect the rights of the earth, which it should be treated as a living organism, which it is. And envision and actualize global redesign for the 21st century. That's where we're at. And this is this is 2011. Man, that's 10 years ago. For a lot of people, 10 years ago is a long time. For us, 10 years ago is last week or so. That's what it feels like. Okay. Radical Islamic group tries to branch out. Oh, this is Steve again. I'll just read a little bit about that. For 30 years, Masjid al-Islam As-Sabiqun Mosque has been carrying on a direct face-to-face struggle against the monolithic Zionist American regime, Abdul Alim Musa said in an urgent appeal to support the new Islamic Institute of Counter-Zionist American Psychological Warfare. We sent them a thank you note. Yeah, this is close to exactly what we said. Just a few more words. We are an anti-Zionist American psycho-guerrilla warfare movement, the appeal said. We use all available tools found in our environment in exposing the anti-Islamic and anti-human policies of this Zionist American system. Thank y'all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, right? This is as close to what we said, and they're saying it because what they people hear is, oh, it's bad. But they don't realize 25% of the people monitoring Zionists are Muslims. And they said, this nigga said, what? Other flyers explain that the Islamic Institute for Counter-Zionist Psychological is primary to counter the concerted effort of the enemies of Islam to sustain a false characterization of Islam and Muslims and a dangerous threat to global stability and tranquility. That mission has already led Sabiqun to deny the involvement of Islamic terrorists, now they acting a fool, in 9/11. So we've denied that publicly. And to characterize the acts of Hamas and Hezbollah as a justified war on Jews, on Zionists. They just put Jews here. The Institute is the group's primary project to keep its movement going after the loss of several branches in California. Loss of several branches or the theft of several branches. You see what I mean? Whatever it is, somebody's paying attention to what's going on. And why do they know? Because they're the ones that did it, right? And we ain't jumping up and down and saying, oh, that's terrible. We're saying, thank you very much. Thank y'all very much. See, A revolutionary organization has to know what's good for it and what's bad for it. Okay, if we tickle them and make them mad and they shoot off at the mouth, that's what's good for Zionists. But other people that you're really working on, they're watching that. And when they say this sounds great to our people. It's they doing what? They talking out the side of their mouth too, and they ain't scared. You know, just like when we did that program down at this was a long time ago. This was October something or other, maybe even the 31st, 2001. 2001. Down at the press thing. Everybody was watching that. And so Muhammad al-Asi was talking, the Arabs was watching it very well. And so one of the Arab sisters said to her husband, who was an Imam, shouldn't we be doing that too? In other words, because remember now, what we're saying, we're not talking to those crazy people. We're talking to our people. And we hitting home all the time. Okay? Now suppose it's not that we passed up or we forgot all of this stuff. It's not that we passed up or we forgot. But now's the time to use it. You see what I mean? Oh, what did that? Nothing happened? No, not a thing. Did the police know? Yeah, they know. I filed a thing with them. See, if we have the history when all of these people on there, except our brother right there in the corner, he's a professor from Scotland, Yaqub Zaki. Says here of Britland, but he was at the university in Scotland. I mean, talking about European history and what have you. You could just do him like you do me, punch one button and then just keep rolling on out. I mean, clearly what it is. So he was from Scotland. That question I asked him, I said, they just got a movie out about, what was the one? William Wallace. When you read this, if you can find it, it says exactly the same thing, word for word. It's just a short article with William. So I asked him about William Wallace and the Bruce and this and that, and he corrected and put it in perfect order. You know, but anyway, everybody on here, him and me is the only ones that was saying there's some funny stuff going on around here. He was mad at Crescent. When we was in Cape Town, he was loud talking because I was walking with one of the brothers and he was walking with another one. We was there on different programs, but he was there. He was talking so loud, he knew I could hear him. He was talking to me. He hated what was going on with Crescent. But I wasn't ready to move. I knew he was right 100%. But if you move too fast, move too late, you'll tip everybody off. You know what I mean? So you have to have timing. No, it's like this stuff right here. Islamic Institute for Counter-Zionist American Psychological Warfare. What would we do? We have a little dinner, right? Right up there on 8th Street. No sweat. And they write all of this. Same thing in California. We didn't run around doing nothing. All we did was have a nice little dinner. 10 to 20 people come, maximum. Because by that time, the Masjid was acting funny. And pretty soon, it's on the internet with 375,000 people reading it. And if only 100,000 of them is reading it, that's enough. Everybody knows who we are. Everybody. They just don't, they're not built for this. Yeah. When y'all was up there in Philadelphia, right? And passed out, everybody was fiending off of, yeah, man. You got any more of them? Yeah, that's the first question they ask. No, I don't think he ain't gonna be speaking? What them other niggas gonna be doing up there then, right? Tell the truth. We didn't, that's what psychological war, we've been doing that all along. That's why we're not tired or nothing. We ain't gonna be jumping out in a panic. Oh, we gotta save the world. Don't worry, the world will get saved. It's been here a long time. It might be here a little longer. We're gonna do our part, just like we do right around here. You wouldn't think nothing was going on. We're just cruising down to the house, cruising back here, cruising over the run on the trail, right? Cruising back, lifting little weights and just cruising along. Right? And when we have these, we're just cruising along. It ain't no sweat. Right? That's what they can't stand. Because when they push a button, they want you to move. And they push it again, and you just keep looking all up in the air like, yeah, what's going on? Then they lose their focus. That's what psychological guerrilla warfare is. Yeah, when you get them to move out of sync with their plans, and when their plans don't work on you, works on everybody but us. When you threaten people with the loss of property, of wealth, and family and all of that, they get panicked and they get to running around and they bump their head up against this door and that door. And with us, all we do is sit here and forecast. Okay, I'll read one more. As part of its ideology, As-Sabiqun and Islamic, whatever we call it, are also actively preparing for the death of the United States. Haven't died totally yet, but it's the laughing stock of the world. The Thors of death. Sabiqun, which is currently runs 2 active mosques in D.C. and Oakland, espouses a self-reliant and anti-assimilation ideology. I think they're a little lying here a little bit. That appeals to its community of poor African-American converts. I think our community is pretty well educated. I don't know what to say. I know we had the best school that people had. All our kids, didn't they go to the big universities?
I don't think the people were poor at all.
Here? Hey, okay, remember, that's what they want people to think. It's okay, because people come in, if they go and they see the cars, people be driving to Juma, boy, they must be, they ain't that poor, look like. It seems that the once all-powerful USA could suffer a global stroke sometime during the 2020s or even sooner, said a flyer promoting the Islamic Institute of Counter-Zionist American Psychological Warfare event called The Decline and Fall of the American Empire. Good God Almighty. I could read more. But are they right or are we right? That's all it says. Radical Islamic group tries to branch out. They're not trying to branch out. We put out a few flyers and have a little nice dinner and talk trash. and they do the rest, right? They do the rest. You got to remember, it don't even take a brain to figure you would be working yourself to death for nothing. Why? Because nobody comes here, right? Nobody's going to come here. Nobody has been coming here. All the people that left here left over 10 years ago. Something like that. A few come around now. So what would we do? Go, hey, why y'all leave? What happened, brothers? What did we do? Like you did something. So you feel like going? Go ahead. So all you have to do is just develop these. Just develop these. And everybody will know what you're talking about. Like nobody is not knowing. It don't make no difference if there's a zillion people over there and the